If you like the idea of dividend stocks but hate the idea of waiting forever to receive those dividends, then this series is for you.
Finally something to actually be thankful for.
Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your very first time here. My name is Troy, and in this series, I spend hours doing research to find the hidden gems of the dividend world so you don't have to.
Prove it.
For example, this week, there were 104 stocks that had an ex-dividend date between August 4th and August 8th of 2025. 34 of those stocks showed that they can not only pay, but grow their dividend for at least 5 consecutive years, and only 7 of those stocks were able to make the risk of investing into individual stocks worth it by also outperforming the S&P 500 over a long period of time. I then took those 7 stocks and picked my 5 favorites to share with you guys today.
Yes, that checks out.
Now, it's going to be very important that you guys put this series on your calendar and tune in each and every Friday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, because every single stock from today's list is going to have an ex-dividend date of this coming week, which simply put is the date you must own the stock before in order to get paid the next dividend from that company. With that being said, go ahead and smash that like button and let's dive into number 5, the first stock on this week's list, which is FS Bancorp, stock ticker FSBW. Including today's video, this is now the 9th time I've spoken about this stock in this series, including back-to-back selections. And if you go back to the very first time I spoke about it, which was in episode 34 or February 3rd of 2023, FSBW is not doing super well since that first mention, but I'm still a fan of the numbers and long-term performance on this one, so let's take a look. FSBW is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $1.12 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 2.73%. FSBW has been paying and growing their dividend for the past 12 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting at 16.82%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 23.37%, and a payout ratio just under 25%. Now, at the time of recording, FS Bancorp was trading 16.46% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of August 7th with a payout date of August 21st. And looking at their chart, over the past 10 years, a single lump sum $10,000 investment while only reinvesting dividends since then would have grown into $45,404.33, which did outperform the S&P 500 over that long 10-year time frame by $8,836.17. Next up on this week's list, coming in at number 4, is Ameriprise Financial, stock ticker AMP. With mention in today's video, this is the very first time I'm ever talking about this stock right here on the channel, so let's go ahead and learn some more about this company. AMP is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $6.40 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.23%. AMP has been paying and growing its dividend for the past 20 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting at 9.19%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 8.87%, and a payout ratio of just 15.62%. Now, at the time of recording, Ameriprise Financial was trading 10.48% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of August 4th with a payout date of August 18th. And the same chart here, over the past 10 years, AMP would have turned that $10,000 investment into $52,584.45, which did outperform the S&P by $16,016.29. Next up on this week's list, bringing home the bronze medal, coming in at number 3, is Eaton, stock ticker ETN. Including today's video, this is only the second time I've spoken about this stock right here in this series, but it is back-to-back selections. And if you go back to the first time I spoke about it, which was in episode 151 or May 2nd of this year, ETN has done just about as well as you could dream of between now and that first mention. So let me tell you all about this one once again. ETN is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $4.16 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.06%. ETN has been paying and growing its dividend for the past 16 years, and right here was the only reason that this one didn't rank higher on this week's list. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate that's not too bad at 8.05%, but their 5-year dividend growth rate really was a thorn in my side, sitting at just 1.87%, and for anybody that knows me, they know I love my dividend growth rates. They do have a payout ratio sitting at 30.6%. Now, at the time of recording, ETN was only trading 0.23% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of August 7th with a payout date of August 22nd. And looking at this long-term chart, it really mirrors that short-term chart I showed you guys earlier, and you really can't ask for much more than this. ETN's total return sits just over 724% compared to the 265% from the S&P 500, which means in terms of dollars, ETN outperformed the S&P 500 by $45,820.10. With that being said, we are halfway through this week's video, and I really want to hear from you guys down in the comments. Please let me know what you guys think of this week's list, good or bad, and if you own any stocks from this week's list, comment down below and let me know which ones and how they're doing for you. But now, let's get to number 2. Next up on this week's list, coming in at number 2 with the silver medal, is Waste Connections, stock ticker WCN. Including today's video, this is now the 4th time this stock has been mentioned in this series, including back-to-back selections. And if you go back to the very first time this one was spoke about, in episode 99 or May 3rd of 2024, WCN is underperforming the S&P 500 since that very first mention. But this one has solid numbers and long-term performance I wanted to share with you right here. WCN is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $1.26 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 0.67%. WCN has been paying and growing their dividend for the past 15 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting at 11.19%, a 5-year dividend growth rate sitting at 11.47%, and it is sustainable because the payout ratio sits at 21.59%. Now, at the time of recording, Waste Connections was trading 7.29% off of its 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of August 6th with a payout date of August 21st. And over the past 10 years, WCN has an average annual return of over 20% and did outperform the S&P 500 by $27,583.41. And here it is. We made it to the number 1 stock that you guys must know about going in the next week, and that's D.R. Horton, stock ticker DHI. Including today's video, this is now the 7th time I've spoken about this stock right here in this series, including one selection in a row. And if you go back to the very first time I spoke about it, which was way back in episode 46 or April 28th of 2023, D.R. Horton is doing well since that first mention, but not as good as the S&P. But let's see what caused this one to still come in at number 1 on this week's list. DHI is a quarterly payer in the consumer discretionary sector, paying $1.60 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.1%. D.R. Horton has been paying and growing their dividend for the past 12 years. They have great dividend growth rates with a 3-year dividend growth rate of 19.69%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 17.32%, and they make theirs super sustainable because they have a payout ratio sitting at 12.03%. Now, here's something very interesting about this one. If you are interested in this stock, it's currently trading at 27.29% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of August 7th with a payout date of August 14th. And checking out their chart, you can see that D.R. Horton would have turned a $10,000 investment into $60,669.40, which outperformed the S&P 500 over a long period of time by $24,101.24. And with that being said, before you guys click off the video, there are 3 dates that are essential for you guys to know about this week's list. This video comes out on August 1st of 2025. The earliest ex-dividend date from any of the stocks in this week's list is August 4th of 2025, meaning your decision is going to be due by August 1st of 2025, the day this video goes out, if any of these stocks from this week's list caught your eye and you don't want to miss the very next dividend. With that being said, you 100% missed every ex-dividend date in last week's video, but if you're still in the market for 5 super high quality dividend stocks, you can check that video out right here. But until next time, see ya.